guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face and review of the brand C.Y.O. It is the brand that's available at Walgreens. So if you're interested in that, then keep watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. This is my second time filming the intro and the second half of the video because the first time I did it, I didn't hit record like a real smarty pants. So yeah, doing this again. And number two, if you can hear somebody mowing their lawn, sorry. So C.Y.O. is a company that is available at Walgreens. I was looking online and it's only available at one Walgreens near me, which thankfully they have a store locator so you can see where it's available near you. But it is a very, very affordable brand. I have 8 products that I tried out and my total was $38. So everything is like $4, $5, $6. I want to say the foundation was like $6 and all the powders were either $4 or $5. So it is super, super affordable. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this has very like elf-like packaging. It's the matte black, it's got the white font on it. I just feel like it looks very much like elf, and it is that same price range. So we are going to get into the full face, everything that I'm wearing today, and then after I do my makeup, I will share my thoughts on every product that I wear today. The first thing I'm going to go in with is primer. This is the C.Y.O. Matte and Blur Primer, and it's just this white texture. This actually reminds me of the, I think it's called like the baby face primer from, I believe it's Maybelline. It comes in like this baby blue packaging with like white print, or I mean with pink print. But it feels kind of silicone-y. I typically don't mind silicone-y feeling primers, but this one I just don't feel like actually blurs my pores. It almost like just feels like it slips off of your skin. So I'm not the biggest fan of this primer, but I still wanted to use it so that you guys could see it in action. For foundation, I'm using the C.Y.O. Long Lasting Foundation Lifeproof, and this is in the shade 106. I don't think this is gonna match now because I did just self tan and my tan is developing right now. I like just put it on. So this is probably going to be a bit light. So that is one coat. I am going to build it up just where I have scarring. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like. It's definitely too light for my self-tanned body right now, but that's okay. I will bronze it up. For powder, I'm going to use this. It is the Matte Press Powder in medium. And it does have one of these little sponge things that I never use. And then a pretty decent sized mirror. And now that everything is set, I'm going to go in with the bronzing powder in medium. So this one doesn't have a mirror like the pressed powder does, which is interesting because it's almost the same packaging. It's like the same size and everything, but the bronzer has the window with the color through it and the powder does not. So I'm just taking my sheer powder brush again and I'm going to do the 3E motion that I always do. And for blush, I'm using the Tell It Straight blush, which this has similar packaging to the bronzer with the little window so that you can see the color through it, but it is a smaller package than the bronzer. And as I'm sure you can see, this has a lot of shimmer in it and I feel like it's not flattering on my cheeks at all. Like if it catches the light right, it looks like my cheek is just gold. Like it looks like I put highlight all over my cheek, but then at another angle it'll actually look like pinky peach. So this blush is like a total no-go for me. And I guess I didn't say anything about the bronzer either. The bronzer is definitely more warm tone than I like, and I feel like it doesn't blend out the best. So it's definitely not my favorite bronzer. I couldn't get an eyeshadow, so I'm just going to put this bronzer in my crease. Basically the entire section was very picked over, and there's only one Walgreens near me that even sells this brand, so it was pretty hard to get my hands on, and I just had to take what I could get from that one location instead of being able to like go to a few locations and grab stuff. So Walgreens on their website does have the store locator, so you can see which locations carry it around you. But yeah, I had slim pickings and I just didn't have a ton. For eyeliner, I'm using the semi-permanent eyeliner in this Lines a Keeper. I'm so bad at doing this with just a little mirror. I'm used to hunching over at the mirror in front of me, so hopefully I can do this. Since the little brush is not so little, it has a ton of product on it, and it just is a little bit gloopy, and so I feel like I end up with the product in my eyelashes, which is not ideal. So I'm just going to, and it is also really, really wet, so I'm just gonna wait for this to dry and then I'll go in with mascara. I'm going to give the eyeliner another minute to dry, but I'm going to go in with this lipstick. It is in the shade Living Together. This is what it looks like. And this actually doesn't really have a scent at all. There weren't a lot of shades to choose from in the lipsticks. So there was this, and then there were a couple like deeper shades and some shades that looked more like fall shades. So of course I went for the like Your Lips But Better shade. Okay, for mascara, they had a bunch of different options of mascara. There was a thickening one, a curling one, a lengthening one, and I got the lengthening one. This is the Length Mascara Eye High. This is what the wand looks like. It definitely picks up a lot of product, which I feel like every time I pull the wand out, there's like clumps of the mascara, which is not ideal. Okay, so my makeup is done. I'm just gonna go through every product and share my thoughts on it with you guys so that you can kind of have a review of everything. So first up is the Matte and Blur Primer. The first time I used this, it started peeling off of my skin, so then I used it again and I used less, and I still just feel like it doesn't really lay nicely on my skin. I don't know what it is, and I truly don't feel like it really even fills in my pores or anything like that. So this for me is a pass. Next was the foundation. This I was actually pleasantly surprised by. I was expecting not to like it, but I feel like it has pretty full coverage. It has a very skin-like finish, and it is buildable, so you can get a nice full coverage look out of it, which I really appreciate. I feel like it wears beautifully throughout the day, and it lasts a really long time without getting greasy or anything like that. So for me, this is nice. I do like the packaging. It's a plastic bottle, but it does have a pump, which is really nice. And again, I have mine in the shade 106. There's not a ton of shades, but there's, I don't know, I guess a wide variety of shades. I was not able to find, I was looking for one shade deeper with a neutral undertone, and it's hard because you can't swatch stuff at the drugstore, and I just couldn't tell which ones were gonna look neutral. So this was the best fit that I could find, and I actually think it's a good match for me, minus the fact that I'm self-tanning right now. So yeah. I will say though that this is not something that if I ran out of it, I'd be like running to the store to grab again. It's not a holy grail product, but it's something that I will continue using and I enjoyed. Next is the powder in the shade Medium. I like the packaging of this. I think that it's really nice, especially for the price point. It's got a mirror in it, and then obviously just the package, and it does have a sponge that belongs in here that I will never use. I like the powder. I think it was nice. It's finely milled, and I feel like it feels really nice and creamy. This is not something, again, that I would run and repurchase, but I definitely will continue using this. This was in my top 3 products that I tried from the brand. Then we have the bronzer in the shade medium. This I feel like was a bit too warm. It doesn't even look that warm in the pan, but it was really warm. I feel like it didn't blend out very nicely. Like around my forehead, it looks a little bit muddy, and it actually feels really, really creamy in the pan. It just didn't feel as creamy when I was actually blending it out. That's what the color looks like. Moving on to the blush. This is in the shade Tell It Straight. The blush straight up just ruined my makeup. I feel like it is way too glittery to be a blush. I thought maybe it could be a blush topper, but even that was just too glittery. It really looks like more of a highlight in my opinion. It is so shimmery. So this for me, it accentuates all of my pores. It makes my cheeks look really porous and just gross. And it has that like gold reflect. So this for me is not a blush. I do not like this. This straight up just ruins my makeup. Then we have the eyeliner. This again is the semi-permanent eyeliner. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys what it looks like, how much product comes off of it when you open it. So do you see the tip of that? It's like so gloppy. And then when you put it on, it's really hard to get a small line, and you can see on my hand right there how much product is actually on there. It's like so thick. Thick in width, but also thick like on your skin. It was just absolutely not. There's no control over this. It dries down with a glossy finish, which is not my jam anyway. So this, absolutely not. Do not recommend it. The Length Mascara, this has so much product on it. When you pull it out of the tube, it's just like clumps everywhere. And I just don't think it did anything to my lashes. So this was a pass for me too. There's just so many good drugstore mascaras that do a way better job, so I would not waste my money on this. And then lastly, we have the lipstick in the shade Living Together. This was in my top 2 products. I actually really like this. I think the color is gorgeous and the finish is really nice. It's really creamy. It's opaque. There's a lot of color payoff. Like, I have a lot of good things to say about this. This is probably my favorite product that I tried. Again, I only have 1 shade, so I don't know if all the shades are this good or if it's this good because it's close to my lip color. I know a lot of times if you get a really bold color, the color payoff is just not as opaque. So this and the foundation are my top 2, and then the third would be the powder. So there's kind of a lot of misses in this video, almost all misses actually, and then a couple of products that I will continue using. But that is everything for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below in the comments if you have tried this brand, if you've thought about it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you have your eyes on? Are you avoiding it? Let me know all the things down below. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.